just like Louise L. Hay would try to relay to everybody over the years. This is her main message. He said that she got quite frustrated back then and tended to kind of give up trying to relay the message because a lot of people weren't ready to hear it. They were just more interested in complaining about what is, complaining about how their life is, creating more of what is. Okay, so the first thing that's coming through from Archangel Michael is he said it's a little bit repetitive because this is what he wants to say as well, is that where we place our attention and our focus in this lifetime is what we will get more of, and it's also what we will attract in. It is the law of attraction. Just like Louise L. Hay would try to relay to everybody over the years. This is her main message. He said that she got quite frustrated back then and tended to kind of give up trying to relay the message because a lot of people weren't ready to hear it. They were just more interested in complaining about what is, complaining about how their life is, creating more of what is. So he's got a big grin on his face. He says, if you want to change that and you want to stop creating more of what is, then it all must start from right here. And he says this with light and love. Okay? You are the creators of your realities. The second thing he wants us to know on how to make life easier here on earth at this time is just know that you can call upon any of the archangels, and it's really important that you do so when you need. Sorry. For this is a very challenging time on earth for many at this in this moment, okay? At this time. And just note that you are not alone and that many of us are ready and willing to step forward to assist each of you throughout your lifetime. So if you wish to call upon us, to speak with us, to ask us for help, please do so. You can't bother us. We're not too busy for you. Our energy is endless, and we can be in multiple places at the same time or at once. Okay? All right. So who would like to ask Archangel Michael any questions? Laura, you want to take that bet? Because I know you have one. But ultimately, at the end of the day, whenever I'm having problems in my life, I look at the first place I look. Do I blame other people? Do I blame you? I try to go, okay, what is it in me that is creating this? What is it in my thoughts, in my complaints, in my whatever I'm doing? Okay. And if you find that people are kind of falling away out of your life, it just is. I don't take it personally anymore. I used to take it really personally. Part of my purpose in being here on earth is to learn through abandonment. And that started at a very young age, even when I was an infant. I mean, my dad left. Is that my fault? No. But that's just part of the lessons that I'm learning here on earth. So for me, what I do is I just look at what is it within me that is a vibrational match to this. Also, if you find that people are shifting out of your life, I've just summed it up to something very simple. Just you and that person are no longer a vibrational match. Either they're heavier and maybe you're a little bit lighter now, or vice versa. And it really doesn't matter what is the case. What matters is that it's nothing personal, okay? It's just that your frequency is shifted, whether it's higher or lower, and I've been on the end of both, by the way. I have dropped and tanked hard and kind of hunkered down. And I would only hang out with people that were drinking a lot. And that was fine with me at the time. I was perfectly fine with where I was. And I stayed there for about a year and a half. So it's not all like, I'm better than you are. It has nothing to do with that. It's just everybody is just at a different stage in their vibrational evolution on Earth. All right? Okay. All right, Laura, let's go. Okay. So Laura's question is, how do I break out of this fear loop that I am in? Well, we talked about that a little bit in the beginning of this video. Do you remember? You can hand off each low vibrational thought to your team in the moment, and you become the consciousness or the stillness observing your thoughts and then handing it off. And you can do that up to 25 times a day. You can sit at the end of the day just before you're going to go to bed, and you can hand off 10, 15, 25 things that you are having a problem with to your team. Okay? And that's not just so that they can work on those things and co-create a different experience for you, which they can, but it's also you freeing yourself so that you can sleep better at night, get up in the morning, feel more relaxed and carefree, and freeing yourself. Another thing you can do is write them down. That's a real eye-opener. When you start writing down every low vibrational thought you have, and then that gets transmuted from the paper. That's a real humdinger. Okay, anything else in regards to Laura? They're talking about you spiraling in the mind and getting worked up, and at times even getting worked up about things that haven't even come to pass yet. Worrying about things that aren't even warranted. So they want you to put the brake on in the moment, put a little pause, put the brake on in the car, stop the car. That's you, you're the car. And ask yourself, is this warranted at this time? And if the answer is no, put some music on, focus on something else. That's as simple as that. You don't have to, it's just about, catching it and then not hyperfixating and focusing on it repeatedly. Okay? Anything else we want to recommend? No? Your male guardian angel is saying that you're going to figure this out because you don't like the way it feels and you want to move in a better feeling place. And he's also saying that the thing that they're most excited about and celebratory about, they're celebrating about, the words they use, is that you're even on this path when many aren't on Earth. Okay? They're just like this. They're just happy you're here. They're just happy you're here. Okay? And you'll get there. It's a process. It's a journey. And they're saying the same thing you guys have heard me always relaying from them is there's a lot of souls that don't want to come to Earth. There's a lot of souls that don't want to incarnate here. And then out of all those souls that do come here, how many of them are even interested in awakening? It's a very small number. Okay? Okay. So they're just, again, he's just applauding you. For being here. Yeah. You're noticing that with your friends too, Lisa? Yeah. Friends, family members, co-workers. It's or even people you just meet. You'll notice, oh, I just don't want to hang out with this person, or I'm not enjoying this conversation. It's nothing against the person. It's just not in alignment with vibrational frequency. That's all. Okay, Joanne, can he tell me what those lights were last night? Okay. What were the lights in Joanne's bedroom? He's got a big grin on his face. Archangel Michael. Oh, okay. They are visitors, relaying or giving, or also known as a download of information for you. Um, he's talking about, if you remember, being told or knowing that this would be happening. And they'll continue to come from time to time to relay information, give downloaded information, and that's coming in through energy. If we look at how they communicate on the other side, it's by way of energy. Okay, it's like a radio station sending out a frequency. So you had visitors coming to give you information. And who were those visitors? He's saying your team members. So it's whoever is on your vibrational team. Is this her spirit guides, Starseed family members, guardian angels, angels, loved ones, spirit guides, and angels? Got it. All right. And the feeling of this is there's only one spirit guide in the room aware of what's going on. And then we have your angels. Okay. Oh, isn't that great? Yeah. It takes time because we get so entrenched in a way of thinking. Nobody teaches us this when we grow up. We just listen to our parents banging on about problems in their lives. And then all of a sudden, we're supposed to figure this out. I mean, do you want things to be easier or harder? That's the question I ask myself a lot. Do you want things to be harder or easier? Which one do you want? Which path do you want? Do you want to be in a high vibrational place or low vibrational? It's like, do you want to be okay? And it's just okay and coming into alignment and feeling good in life. But some people, maybe they're so accustomed to being in a lower frequency or out of alignment and they're okay with where they're at. They're getting attention. Maybe they're getting help from their loved ones. It's a form of attention that they're getting, and they're perfectly fine where they are. There are moments where I have been perfectly fine in the wallows. Perfectly fine. Oh, absolutely. I was back paddling in the trench, in the mud. I was, you bet. Okay. You trying to find a new home? Summertime is a little rough out there, especially if you're renting. Wow, rates go up. Um, so I don't know if you want to ask any specific question about finding a new home, but go ahead and type it in the comments. The number one thing I'm getting from your team, Sally, is that everything is going to be all right. Hold steady, try to be patient, okay? Know in your heart that everything's going to be all right because it will be. They're also talking about you receiving help from others. So maybe somebody says, hey, you want to come do a house sit for free for a year? That happened to me once. It was awesome, freed up a lot of cash. Or, some people will give you money, or the government will give you money, or somebody will have like a room for rent in their house. Something's going to happen here, or it's already happening where you already have support being given to you. Is it best to rent or buy at this time? I get renting at this time. But again, they keep giving it to me like you have support from others. The feel of this is like things aren't as hard for you as they are for other people. And, like it takes nothing for any of us to go drive down the street, see all the campers parked on the street, that are sleeping and living in their campers, or driving by the park and seeing them all camping out, and the police trying to clear them out, and then they come right back the next day. This is going to get worse before it gets better. So you're in a better position than a lot of other people, is what I'm receiving. Okay. Okay, they're talking about you purchasing, and they're talking about housing prices are going to drop further. So we could look at that as going on sale in the future, even more so. Things are going to get more difficult before they get better. And they want you to hang back and wait. Okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. When I had to move, less than 1% availability in my city. What the heck am I even looking at to rent? There's nothing to rent. The rent had doubled. Now it's tripled. So where I live, everybody wants to live. Everybody wants to live here. And so the rent is now tripled. You can't get a 1-bedroom here unless you're paying $2,200 and up, $2,200, $2,800. And if you're lucky, you might get something that's a little bachelor somewhere, but they're always saying in the advertisement, single occupancy only. We only want one person. And like, you're sitting there like, so, if you're a single female, you're getting in everywhere. Okay. No problem. So it's very like, we could go there, but I won't. Okay. You're super welcome, Laura. Write down every one of them and have a good read. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. So something's going to happen. Something is, my team guided me to stay put. And I said, well, I can't do that. They want me out by this time and I need their reference. And my team was like, no, just stay put. And because you see, by the time they give you the, they ask you to leave, you go send it in. So you're gonna send it in and say why you can't leave. That's gonna go through the system and take months. Where I live, I don't know about you guys, but some people squat, and they're allowed to squat in a rental for 6 months and not even pay rent, and the police protects them, and the landlords can't get them out. And then at 6 months mark is when they're made to get out. So I don't think that's like that for everyone, everywhere, but it's getting to the point where, I'm not suggesting that someone does this, by the way, but I'm just saying it's getting to the point where there's less availability and it's getting very difficult to cough up these funds when the income coming in for households does not support it. But as your team says, you have help. Any suggestions? You're definitely renting. You're not buying right now. Part of it also is having the money on the side. Like if you go purchase something and you throw all your money into something, you may not have the money that's needed for just the upkeep, maybe the HOA fees and just the bombardment, like even HOA fees. What is that? 600, 800 a month? Okay, so then you have sewage, then you have water, garbage, you've got hydro, maybe gas, or electricity. Then you have your internet. Like it adds up, doesn't it? Yeah. So being a homeowner, I get it too. It adds up. Okay. I think this information that they're relaying to you, Joanne, is a download. So what that tells me is it's just being put in and it'll come up to the surface and it'll feel probably like very clear cognizant or clear knowing. And you'll just have information just come to the surface, okay, when it's needed or necessary. Is that about right for Joanne? Yeah. Okay. A lot of people are going through this right now, Hilda. So you'll have people that have parted ways with you. You feel better without them in your life, and then they try to come back into your life. So do you accept them into your life, or do you just decide you don't want them in your life and that's it? So she's having a hard time, and you're reluctant to be there. So okay, so the first thing I don't know if you're getting, but I get a real tightness in my chest and my stomach. So I take that as a warning. When I get that tightness, it's telling me, here's a warning here. Pay attention. It's not open and light and help her, be there for her. So I would feel what your body is trying to tell you and listen, and then move in a different direction. So move in a different direction. So you can be nice and helpful for a short period of time, but you're not there to lean on for a lengthy period of time. And I also get that this person is very draining, like drains your energy. So, you just said it. She wears me out. That's a no. Hilda, it's like we're saying the same thing at the same time. Okay, so we're definitely going to move on from that one, Hilda. Definitely moving on. Okay? And don't feel guilty about it. I used to feel guilty all the time about moving on and just, okay, this isn't for me anymore. And I used to feel guilty, and now I'm like, no, I have to protect myself. I want good energy around me, and I want to feel good. And I don't think the word protect is even correct. I want to have energy around me that makes me feel good, and I'm not going to feel guilty about that. All right. All right. Okay. So you're definitely renting, Sally, and anything else? Landlords cannot forcibly remove you as easily as you might think. Okay? So it's a very difficult situation out there. My team was like, stay put. And I didn't want to rock the boat. I wanted to have a good reference because it was the only one I had, because I'd been there for so long. It was the only reference I had. But when you're looking at less than 1% availability, it's like, what do you pick from? You know? Yeah. And I had my friend living with me at the time, and I realized that if you're a male, if you're a couple, you are not going to be picked first. If you're from out of town, you won't be picked first. I literally had the property management company tell me that, well, we're really interested in you being a single female, and you're from here, from this city. So they let me know immediately that they had people from other locations looking at the suite, but they wanted to choose me because I was local and I was a single female. They told me that right away. So I recognized that I had to fib in order to get housing. It was the only way. There was no other way. I wasn't going to get in anywhere. And when you go to every single ad and they say single occupancy only, what are you going to do? So my friend would just go up and down the stairwell, in and out of the apartment. Nobody knew. It was all good. Yeah, boy, Hilda, you're on the right track there. Anybody have any other questions that they want to ask? Is there any last words from Archangel Michael? He's blowing and sending his love to each of you. He knows that each of you can make it and endure these storms that you are, or these trying times that you're going through. Just remember the importance of asking us for help. He says it makes a world of difference, more than you can imagine. This help may come in more immediately, and or at times it may take a little bit longer to procure / manifest. But rest assured, it will come when you ask. Okay. All right, everyone. Have a great weekend. I can't wait, you guys, to see you on Saturday. I will be sending out the emails to everybody to come join the class. You know, it's really, really important to find out why your angels are trying to reach you and how are they trying to reach you. And that's what this class is all about. Only $25 this weekend. After that, it's next weekend with the Archangel's Quest to connect with you. And that class is only $59. It's 2 lives during the day plus pre-records. All class content is recorded and emailed to you. I mean, really, does it get any better than that? So you can go to KristinDaviesMedium.com, and I'll see you over the next 2 weekends. Bye. Doing the dab. Bye. Bye. I love it.